it's like 99% of the people in the world, we are brainwashed that sugar is okay. Sugar can be eaten as part of the dietary guidelines. However, we should think twice. Hi, my name is Dr. Josephine Grace Rojo, also known as your Diet Doctora. I have written books mainly focusing on health and wellness. So this coming June, we are going to conduct an LCF masterclass, a low carb and fasting masterclass. But this time, it will be different because we will tackle 12 kinds of the most common lifestyle diseases na pwede po nating mai-improve using only natural remedies and of course, the knowledge on nutrition and incorporation of fasting. So ano po ang i-expect natin sa 21 days LCF masterclass? So each disease ay magkakaroon po ng kanyang sariling private group sa Facebook. At kapag naka-enroll na at natapos ang registration process ng isang participant, siya po ay magiging member ng isang exclusive group and at the same time, exclusive community na ito. For the next 21 days, magkakaroon ng available na 20 to 25 minutes of video na merong learning at meron din itong kasabay na habit-forming activities and exercises so that pagkatapos po sa 21 days ng bawat sakit ay hindi lang po magiging equipped sa knowledge yung participant when it comes to disease prevention, kung paano posibleng pigilan, kung paano ito pwedeng maiwasan, and lastly, kung paano ito pwedeng mai-avoid. So, our first disease is actually on diabetes. So, yung diabetes po ay yung pagtaas ng blood sugar ng abnormal na level sa tao at ito po ay nagkakaroon ng maraming komplikasyon tulad ng sakit sa kidneys, sakit sa puso, pagtaas ng cholesterol. Diabetes is basically destroying all organs of the human body. And with this 21-day masterclass, we aim to provide you with the knowledge, yung kaalaman, at of course, the practice and also the confidence na pwede pong simulan ang ating lifestyle change ng safe and natural for us to attain good health. And remember, our ultimate goal ay hindi lang po basta optimum health, but also longevity. Ang longevity po ay maa-attain na kahit sa katandaan o advanced age, we still have the energy. Meron pa rin tayong stamina at lakas tulad ng kabataan. So I hope to see you in our upcoming masterclass, and if you wish to know more, meron na pong details sa video na ito, and I hope that you will be a part of this community na hindi lang po matatapos in the coming 21 days, but it is going to be a long-term support group para po sa mga sakit na ito. See you! Ayan, nandito na po tayo. Thank you for allowing that little video of ours. That is actually our video teaser for our masterclass, yung 21-day LCF masterclass specific for each disease. And now, our topic for tonight is actually about sana tayo, tips to optimize health when working from home. So we all know that started last year, no? So I think everybody is now somewhat in their second year of working from home. The pandemic brought so many things into a different systems and formulas, and sometimes kahit maraming nagbago na buhay and not everything is good, but we can always appreciate kung ano yung mga mabubuti na nangyari because of this pandemic na hindi naman natin hiningi, but it actually allowed us to have better options when it comes to working from home, and also the advent of technology na maximize natin, and even our learning right now. I think if it's not with this pandemic, marami sa inyo yung hindi pa nandito sa channel natin and is not even aware with our way of life, but thank God pa din for everything that we still have as of the moment, and we can maximize that. And you may be able to, sa tawag nating maka-empathize sa guest natin ngayon. She is also a coach, a graduate of the pioneering batch of LCF Masterclass, at siya po ay naka-discover ng optimum ways to many different ways and to optimize her health. and that is related to LCF because there are also challenges. As much as meron pong mga benefit into working from home, like for us, being able to stay with our loved ones, 24/7 magkasama tayo, meron din ito mga challenges. At yung iba nga, sadly, it can really get them to have worsened or di kaya declining state of health. But tonight, we will try to look into how we can possibly maximize yung ating mga health, no, and ating overall wellness while we are working from home. So, sa ngayon, let's welcome no other than our LCF coach, LCF graduate. We have L.A. Marquez Kipot. Hello, L.A.
Hello, Doctora. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's 8
Okay.
o'clock now dito sa Australia. Kamusta po?
Oh, okay, okay. Ah, yeah, it's 2 hours advance pala dyan. So, thank you so
Yes.
much for gracing us with your presence ngayon and for this topic. I think marami talaga ang makaka-relate dito. Especially na sa ngayon, halos lahat, no? Yung mga kakilala nga namin who are working in Manila are currently here na sa provinces. Kasi pwede na talaga, I think nag-declare na, marami na talagang work ngayon, especially corporate works, no? Na pwede na palang dalhin sa bahay. So, I
Ang
hear
trabaho,
it
yes.
both ways. Yes, I hear it both ways. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So, tell us your story. How you started and how is it doing for you? First, how it started.
How I started, okay. So, actually, nag-start po ako mag-work from home 2019. Sorry, medyo bumabagsak yung camera ko.
Wow!
Yeah, so 2019, so that's even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I had the chance na mag-start na online na magtrabaho. Ang trabaho ko po pala is I'm an education consultant. So what I do is I counsel students, specifically mga estudyante sa Philippines who wants to study here in Australia. So I
Oh,
counsel them on the courses, yung best courses to take, ganyan, and then discuss yung career outcomes nila for, of course, yung to achieve their future goals, parang ganon. So I worked online 2019 and then hindi pa ako nag-LCIF noon, nag-LCF. But I started LCF on 2020. So parang around this time, last year.
okay. Okay. So, medyo meron tayong lag. Kaya pala very articulate. See? Classmate LA. Yeah, that is true, Chloe, no? Are we good? Medyo umaanan na naman. I think, yes, nagka-connection problem with Miss LA, but I'm sure she will be back. Okay? So, thank you. It's good not to have a face and a name kasi si LA po, Coach LA, is one of the most active namin na participants in our LCF masterclass. So, we are happy to finally get to meet her and her realizations, trust me, iba talaga kapag isa kang educator din and also very much able to articulate kung ano yung mga na-learn mo. So, yes, we continue po. Coach
Yes,
LA.
sorry, medyo
Okay,
medyo
no problem.
yung aking internet at the moment. So
It's okay kasi medyo demanding si StreamYard sa internet. Gusto niya, wala siyang kahati. So, dapat everything off and kung pwede palang LAN yung connection. Ayaw niya ng Wi-Fi lang. Sige po, continue.
ayan. So, yon. As I've mentioned, 2 years na nga ako nag-work from home. But then, pag nag-start lang ako mag-low carb and fasting just last year around this time. And I can definitely see the difference. Kumbaga, alam ko agad yung diferensya on how when I was working noong 2019 compared nung 2020 up to now. Kasi I feel like mas naging efficient ako. And
So, naglalag talaga, no? It's okay. Magpapatuloy tayo mamaya ulit. Ganyan talaga dito. So, but don't worry. Okay, nandyan na. So, if I may ask, ano ba yung routine mo noon nung 2019 na hindi ka pa naka-low carb as compared ngayon na naka-low carb ka na?
Well, yung mga challenges ko, doktora, or kasi kumbaga I consider it as a challenge yung naging routine ko before eh. So, unang-una na challenge ko was hirap akong i-separate yung trabaho ko sa life ko sa bahay. Kasi
Yeah.
obviously, nasa bahay yung trabaho ko at nandito rin yung housework ko and the family.
Okay.
So, and especially dun sa type ng trabaho ko, I communicate with clients, personal. So, masyadong maano yung attachment ko sa mga kliyente ko. So, sometimes, napakahirap talagang mag-disconnect. Alam niyo yung kasabihan na wag nga daw natin dadalhin ang problema sa trabaho sa bahay, 'di ba? For those working from home, it's really impossible kasi yung trabaho ay nasa bahay. So,
Walang
hindi mo
physical
talaga.
boundary.
Exactly. So, ang hirap-hirap i-manage nung stress na yon. Kasi nga, hindi ko siya matanggal. Every time I see my computer, yung phone ko, laging may work factor. So, ang kawawa is yung mga anak ko at saka yung asawa ko kasi madalas sila yung napagbabalingan ko ng stress. So,
Okay.
yun talaga yung number one na challenge ko. And then, number two, alam mo na, syempre nasa bahay ka, yung pagkain, accessible, anytime. So, hindi ko na kailangan mapaalam sa boss or whatever or mag-wait ng aking 15-minute break para lang kumain. So, anytime I feel like it, I feel stressed or I feel like I needed a boost
Too
of
much comfort.
energy.
Too much comfort ng
Mhm.
bahay.
Yes. So, open lang ng cupboard and that's it. Yun na, kahit ano na. Eh, ako pa naman, super number one struggle ko talaga is the junk food, yung chips. So, lahat na ng klase ng biscuit, chips, ayan. So, yun yung lagi kong nakukuha sa cupboard ko
Hmm.
kapag ka gusto kong kumain.
Saka kapag naubos na, replenish agad. Hindi pa nauubos,
Siyempre,
bibili na.
hindi, bawal ako
Bawal
maubusan ng
mo.
pagkain, ng snacks, oo. Kasi I feel like yun yung kailangan ko para mag-function ako
Oo.
sa trabaho.
Yeah.
Yung parang ganon.
Mm.
Tapos, yung isa ko pa sigurong challenge when it comes to working from home is, alam mo yung doktor, yung parang wala ka ng reason to dress up, to look good.
Mm.
Kasi 'di ba, yun nga, nasa bahay ka lang eh. So
Mm.
unless meron kang video call, that's doon ka lang
At
magta-try
saka
na
top lang
mag
yung isuot mo.
oo, 'di ba? So maaring ngayon ang okay yung pantaas ko pero naka-short pala ako. Parang ganyan. So, I mean, pero ang pinaka-point ko doon is parang nawawalan na ako ng reason to feel good, yung make an effort to feel good, look good, parang ganyan. So, and then with yun nga, high carb eating, alam mo na, dumating ako sa point, eto na yung reason kung bakit ako nag-push through na talaga to LCF. It's because parang nagkaroon ako ng depression, doktora. Dahil to sa pandemic. So nag-start siya nung say March, April 2020. Parang hindi ko alam kung imposible namang hormones kasi 3 years old na yung anak ko. So I mean, um, kasi with all the uncertainties brought by COVID, parang tas yung asawa ko nawalan siya ng work kasi he's a chef. So nagsara yung work niya. So parang uncertain kami kung what will happen to us and all ganyan. Tapos ako lang yung magwo-work. So
Mm.
alam mo yung all that uncertainties,
Oo, it's
parang
so on you. Parang series of
yes,
unfortunate events, kumbaga.
yes, yes,
Oh.
exactly. Tapos my diet is wala pa nga ako sa LC noon, sa LCF. So nung before kasi noong 2019 naririnig ko pa lang siya pero I'm not really sold. Hindi pa ako ganoon ka-convinced sa LCF that time kasi isa nga ako sa mga may motto na rice is life and milk tea is life. Yan, ganyan. Yan ako.
Na yun na nga,
Pero
kaligayahan mo, kukunin pa sa'yo.
yes. So until nga nung time na yun, I felt that bad. So ito yung nag-push sa akin to really learn. Kasi yun yung number one, I think yung ako mismo maintindihan ko what is LCF para I can push through with it.
Okay, that's really, really good, no? So, hi, Loki! Hi, Loki! So, nandito lang si Loki. So, samahan niya tayo. Okay, so, I'm glad, no? So, sabi natin na akala, kung titingnan mo yung story mo, parang very minor factor lang, yung food. It's like yung pinaka-important parang nangyari doon is the work, the pressure, the combining effects ng pandemic and all the other series of unfortunate events. Parang sinasabi natin na yun ay hindi related to health. Bakit napapasok dito yung low carb at fasting? So with you, paano ba napasok yung low carb and how it changed your current situation? Nasabi mo na nag-ano ka, na from that emotional roller coaster and then eventually na naging too much pressure and you even labeled it as someone as nag-fall ka na sa depression. How did low carb nutrition and fasting went to the picture and somewhat kahit papaano na improve whatever status you've had then?
Actually, kasi doktora, para sa akin, naniniwala talaga ako na yung LCF talaga yung nakatulong sa akin to get through it. Kasi when I started improving yung eating habits ko, nagbawas ako ng carbs, yung high carb, ganyan, tsaka yung sweets. Ang nangyari is mas naging klaro yung isip ko. Parang hindi, paano ko ba yun sasabihin? Parang,
it's okay. I can, even me, no, I can really attest to that. Kasi, yung akala kasi natin, food is just a minor thing. Pero actually, yung nangyari sa'yo, sabi mo, stress, and then you were looking for comfort, and you got it from food. And then you actually got trapped sa vicious cycle. And that vicious cycle is the vicious cycle of poor eating habits without nutrients. Okay? We are focusing actually on nutrient density Kasi junk foods is all about energy. Grabe yung calories niya, pero wala siyang nutrients. So you're taking it, the too much calories can be like poison. Para siyang poison or toxin sa katawan natin without the counter of nutrients. So your body is actually being distracted twice. First, because of the junk, and second, because of the absence of nutrients. So, sabi mo nga, hindi siya hormonal lang. It's because 3 years old na yung anak mo. Hindi ka buntis, hindi ka post-pregnancy na trauma, kumbaga, post-pregnancy na stress. So, it's not that. But it could be a hormonal changes or imbalance sa iyong katawan brought about by wrong food intake. And sometimes, if you happen to, I know, you're one of the most studious na family ng ating LCF, no? Na member ng ating LCF Masterclass. So, with Book 3, we are actually tackling more on the mental wellness, okay? And the overall wellness natin. And we can see there how wrong foods, how stress, if not properly managed, can lead to vicious cycle of wrong food eating. And when wrong food eating already strikes, you are already trapped in that vicious cycle and it creates more stress. And yung stress na yon, it increases your stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, glucagon, all those, lahat ng stressor na lang, tumataas sila, okay? And that actually leads to an even greater stress sa katawan natin, inflammation, sobrang taas ng mga oxidative radicals, kumbaga yung mga radical formations or yung stress level ng ating cells, no? And that led to dysfunction. At kapag meron na yon, it can manifest first, no? Before actually, maybe hindi mo lang na-notice, but it actually started as parating pagod, minsan parating mainitin yung ulo, and then later on may mga pananakit sa katawan, at yung merong mga cravings. Actually, yun yung mga pinaka-earliest signs of inflammation and dysfunction sa atin. And when that is happening, kapag hindi yan naagapan, it can manifest as that. depression, anxiety, and even worse, no, yung mga halos hindi ka na talaga functional. Good thing, I think one thing also that even helped you is your motivation. Although it was somewhat like a pressure on your part to be the one that will be handling the family during that time nung nawala pa ng work yung husband mo. But it also served you as a motivation to really do better. Okay? Kasi alam mong walang ibang aasahan kundi ikaw lang. That
Yes.
actually anchored onto you. Pero that is also not a sustainable source of parang sanity. It's because it can take its toll as well. Yung pressure na nilalagay sa atin, hindi yan unlimited, yung kakayahan natin to undergo that much. But with low carb nutrition and fasting, you are actually addressing also the root cause, which is the nutritional deficiency. Okay? And also, fasting is about cleansing. Akala lang natin naghihirap tayo kasi hindi tayo kumakain. But we are actually reducing ourselves of those extra na mga kung ano-ano nagbablock sa ating isipan, nagbablock sa ating pangangatawan, that is actually being cleansed with autophagy when fasting. So because we need to be at our best when we do not have so much food. So with that, our mental focus becomes even sharper. Okay, our mental clarity sobrang klaro. And when that happens, as compared to while you were still trapped sa vicious cycle ng stress, halos lahat sobrang gloomy. Yung nakikita mo puro negative lang. Yung makikita mo
True.
lang is gano ka malas or gano ka ano talaga ka unfortunate yung mga bagay-bagay, and instead of looking for ways to manage it, you are being overwhelmed and bombarded with all of those negativity. But actually, when you correct your nutritional deficiency and also you have the right mindset, it will just clear out. And when it clears out, instantly, makikita mo yung solusyon sa iyong problema. Like, it's para siyang daan talaga, na biglang, para siyang traffic, na para siyang bigla lang nag-clear out for you, and the decision making that you will have then is just straight to the point, at magiging madali para sa'yo, because the answer is just there. Hindi ka na kailangan ng problema pa, because it will give you that instant answer to whatever problems you have. So, very, very sad na sobrang liit yung pagtingin natin sa ating food intake, when actually taking care of our food is actually the first thing that really nourishes our body and also nourishes our brain. And when our brain is well nourished, everything else can be taken care of. Is that okay lang ba? Are you, medyo naglalag pa with Coach L.A, no? So, mga around what month ka nakita mo na you were starting to get back on track?
Actually, doktora, nung nag-start na ako mag-LC, after a few months, nag-try na rin ako mag-fasting. And actually, mas naramdaman ko yung benefits simula nung nag-fasting ako. Kasi I didn't need to eat all the time. So, mas marami akong nagagawa sa trabaho ko. And mas focused ako sa trabaho ko. And hindi ako madaling mairita or mainis or something kapag if something.
I can really relate to that, no, sa ganyang statement. Kasi even nga Coach Malu, during our previous session, yung effect sa kanya is hindi lang physical. Okay? Yung physical nga, hindi pa na-notice sa kanya. Mas nauna na-notice yung pagiging kalmado niya. And yes, your
True.
time, yung sabi mo nga, the very problem of working from home is you cannot delineate, no? Work and home duties. Okay? So, pwede na while you're working, bigla-bigla. For example, if you're at work talaga, like on another city, walang magagawa. The children can manage on their own kasi wala silang choice. But since you are there, one call away, lahat na lang, itatawagin pa rin sa'yo. Okay? So, but with your fasting, one problem is actually solved. That is your time needed para magluto ka pa, mag-prepare ka pa, and then especially for yourself, and even the time that you spend on eating. yung time mismo na pagkain. That actually also takes time, 'di ba? So it's good that you were able to fit that in your schedule. So ano pa yung ginawa mo? How did it change your work from home schedule?
Well, ang nangyari since hindi ko na nga kailangan kumain maya't-maya, so mas marami akong nagagawa. Then apart from that, nakakuha rin ako ng time to finally do some exercise.
Wow.
So, ito yung isa sa mga na-realize ko kasi doktor with the gift of clarity na nakuha ko because of less sugar, I guess. Kasi yun talaga yung main na naramdaman ko eh. Yung physical kasi, yung losing weight, it just followed later on. Pero yung instant ko na nakuha after a few months, especially with fasting, is yung clearer mind. So doon ko ngayon na-realize na, oh wait, paano ba ako magdi-disconnect sa trabaho ko? Dahil nga, di ba, nasa bahay na yung trabaho and everything. So, I decided to finally mag-enroll ako sa gym. Na
Wow.
before, nanghihinayang ako kasi parang, hello, magbabayad ako ng $35 every week para mag-gym. Dati ang mindset ko, wala akong oras, hindi ko kaya, sa bahay lang, tsaka trabaho. Wala na akong panahon. So, paano ko masusulit yung bayad ko sa gym? So, wag na lang. Pero when I had this realization, I thought, kung iisipin talaga natin, lagi natin sasabihin na wala tayong panahon, hindi talaga tayo magkakaroon ng panahon. Kung sinabi natin wala tayong pera for it, hindi talaga tayo magkakaroon ng budget for it. Why? Kasi, kumbaga, yun yung pinaniniwalaan natin eh. Parang kumbaga, marami talaga tayong rason na pwedeng sabihin. Pero, if you really make time for it, ako sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, makakapaghintay ang hugasin ko ng pinggan, makakapaghintay yung pagva-vacuum ko, pero pupunta ako sa gym. Kasi yun yung time na nagkakaroon ako ng mental space to think about just myself, yung breathe, parang ganyan. And that's the gift na nakuha ko from correcting, or yun nga katulad ng sinabi mo, doktora, yung nutrition, yung finally getting the proper nutrients into my body. Kasi, at ngayon, nagagamit ko pa siya. Sa gym, I've been consistently going, siguro 3 to 5 times a week. And actually, lagi nga ako nasa top 20 ngayon ng gym.
Wow.
For all, laging present. Ayan. And I can feel that I'm really getting stronger. Kasi ang goal ko talaga, doktora, is maging fit ako, maging lean by 40 years old. And ngayong year, magta-39 na ako. So, isang taon na lang after that. And yun talaga yung goal ko. Para maging stronger and alam mo yun, yung magkaroon ako ng quality time pa sa aking mga anak. Na hindi ako palaging galit, yung I enjoy time with them. Parang ganon. So yun yung isa ko pang naging doktora.
Okay, that's really good, no? So since more on our topic, actually, we are getting the emphasis of how proper nutrition talaga is essential sa buhay natin. Okay? So just a segue, kung meron man dito na naglo-low carb, tapos feeling mo mas wala kang focus, try to look at your food. Dahil baka low carb din yan, pero low in nutrition. Okay?
Yes.
So we are focusing low carb but nutrient dense, okay? Nutritious low carb. So ibig sabihin, we are looking into foods that are not insulin spiking. So parang given na 'yon. First things first, dapat yung food na 'yon mababa sa glycemic index, mababa sa insulin index, and eventually mababa talaga sa overall impact sa iyong blood sugar, okay? So pagkatapos nun, you have to look into its overall calorie density. Kung sobra-sobra yung calories niyan, okay? At saka hindi ka naman gumagalaw, that can actually still be too much for you. So say for example, we can have canola oil. Zero carbs yan. Wala yung carbohydrate. So it's low carb. But it's also made up very high in energy, just like other oils. And the worst part of it is not nutritious. Okay? Meron na siyang kakaunting monounsaturated fats, which is basically omega-9, omega-6. But omega-6, although essential, konti lang yung kailangan natin. More than 1 tablespoon of that, more than 12 grams, or more than 3 teaspoons of that in a day, it can already be inflammatory. Okay? So that's why after going for low carb, we can go into not so much on calories, but somewhat moderate, but not too high, or at least equivalent to a nutritious amount of nutrient density. So, para sa mga nakikinig, whenever you look at food, iisipin nyo, ano ba ito? Mataas sa calories, meaning energy component? And how about, worth it ba yung calories na yan compared sa kanyang vitamins and minerals na kasama? Okay? So, a perfect example would be liver. Okay? Liver is somewhat calorie dense. Okay? And even red meat, beef, mataas siya sa calories kasi nga it's full wala siyang fiber, wala siyang ganon. So, its protein content is directly equivalent to calories. Pero what you can have with liver and beef is that it is also very rich in vitamins and minerals. Okay? So, say for example, ititingnan mo yung isang wheat bread. Yung isang wheat bread, konti lang. I-compare mo sa beef, parehong timbang, mas mataas yung calories ng beef. Pero, sobrang taas din ng nutrients, vitamins and minerals ng beef as compared sa wheat bread. Okay? And wheat bread, aside from low in nutrient density, it is very much, no? Kahit konti lang yung overall calories niya, but all of that calories is coming from carbohydrates, which is starch and easily, no, translated into glucose. Okay? So, yun yung importanteng titingnan natin whenever we look at food. And that's why we are seeing, no, with Coach L.A. that she was able to make that shift. No? She was able to make that shift, and that shift in food alone gave her the mental clarity and eventually led her to prioritize her health by prioritizing herself first. So with gym, so totoo yun, if you don't make an effort kapag magfo-focus ka sa idea lang na you won't have time for it, you will really not have time for it unless you make it as part of your priority. So when you put exercise, when you put gym on your priority list, okay, naging part na siya ng routine mo. So everything else will adjust. Mag-a-adjust lang yan. Since we are into wellness, even in savings, okay? So sinasabi natin, wala na tayong sa ating income, wala na tayong panglagay sa emergency fund. It's because you make emergency fund as the last in your priority. So, kung nauna, yung luho mo, yung pag-order mo sa Shopee, sa Lazada, of course, walang matitira para sa emergency fund or sa savings. But if you put it on the higher ranks, no, on your list, you will be able to have that in your budget, kumbaga. Okay? So, your time is the most important thing that you need to budget. And with Coach L.A., she made use of exercise. At saka, I really love that because actually, I really am a believer of exercise if it has other purpose. So usually, like kaninang umaga, habang nag-exercise ako, nagbabalat ako ng mangga para while nagsa-cycling ako. Or kung hindi man, gagawa ko ng kung anong kailangan kong paperworks because my cycling kay merong desk for working. Or even sometimes, kahit wala akong trabaho, manonood ako ng Netflix. So at least you can maximize your time. But I think your reason for exercising outside of your home is really very good because that is the only time that you can have an alone time that you can really get so serious with yourself na makakita mo, na makaka-clear ka ng pag-iisip. Because when you are at home, as a mother, I understand seeing my mother and my in-laws and as me also as prioritizing the family, kapag nasa harap mo sila parate, you cannot really think that well. Kasi mas nauuna yung pag-aalala mo sa kanila. May kakainin na ba yung bunso ko? Baka gutom na yung husband ko o ano. So, hindi talaga, you can't see beyond that need. Okay? Kasi nandyan lahat. Nauuna sila. But you know, knowing that they're okay, knowing that alam naman nila makasurvive, sometimes you really just have to get out and just have that alone time for you to really look into what is even more important long term. Kasi yung mga concerns natin usually sa bahay, short term pang day to day lang. Okay? And
Yes.
with your work, sabi mo nga, there's no reason to really dress up. There's no really reason really to get up. So, importante that you establish routine. So, I think that's one tip also for you, for those who are working from home, na kahit pa nasa bahay ka lang, you establish a new normal, a new routine, na kahit magde-dress up ka, you are already parang instantly you become the working person that you are the moment you
Yes.
dress well and do that. And with you, since hindi ka na nga lumalabas ng bahay, so you found a way na to really get out. Kasi importante talaga to get some fresh air, to have some another place, no, to unwind or to clear out or to think so many other things. And that's good. I think that's a really good point. So for those naman na merong, for example, meron ng home gym sa kanila, so you can do something else. Like working from home doesn't actually need really home. You can maybe in once a week you might want to work, bring your laptop in a nearby comfortable coffee shop where you can unwind at merong sun exposure and all that para naman ma-break yung routine, para naman hindi lang monotonous yung inyong everyday na ginagawa. So other than that, Coach L.A, what else? How about with kids? Kamusta yung yung routine mo with kids? How are
Um,
you coping up and how are they coping up with the new you?
oh yeah, actually, that's another parang measurement kung paano ko masasabi na naging successful yung pag-change, yung pagpunta ko into low carb lifestyle. I've asked my son, 10 years old kasi siya. Sabi ko, what do you think? Sabi ko ganon, how's mom now compared before? Tapos, sobrang natuwa naman ako kasi sabi niya, I'm happy that hindi daw ako palaging nagagalit na sa kanila.
Hindi ka na grumpy.
So, oo, hindi na daw ako tiger. So,
Oh,
ano na ako, dinosaur, ma'am, ganyan. So, kasi madalas, like, kapag papasok sila sa kwarto ko, sa office, kapag nagtatrabaho ko, parang galit agad ako, ganyan, if they want something, ganyan. Yes, nag-a-attend nga ako sa kanila, dun sa needs nila, pero, yung alam mo
not
yun,
in a
yung
good
parang,
way.
oo,
Oo, parang, kawawa.
kawawa naman, 'di ba? Oo. So
Especially that,
yun, lahat yun, sobrang ngayon na-appreciate ko na instead of, yun nga, yelling and getting mad, so I talk to them, yung parang sobrang ibang-iba talaga yung experience. And coming from yung mismo sa anak ko, nakakatuwa na na-appreciate nila na ganito na ako ngayon. And it's a really good measure for me, yung measure of success ba ng ginagawa ko. Kaya naman, ganun na lang talaga ako nag-advocate and compassionate dito sa low carb and fasting. And I really wanted to share this to friends, family, kasi I want them to feel the same way. Hopefully, kasi isa rin ako sa, yung alam mo yung mabilis talaga akong, yung sinasabi nga yung tinutoyo ka, yung mabilis kang toyoin, ganyan at ma-stress. So, yun, nawala yun lahat. Kasi I don't know if it's not magical kasi obviously na-improve ko yung nutrition ko. Kaya wala nang chance or wala nang lugar sa isip ko yung mga ganon na bagay. I'm more parang mas naging positive yung outlook mo, yung energy, tumaas, ganyan. Hindi, kumbaga alam ko na kung paano ko ilalagay yung energy ko into yung positive, hindi sa negative, parang ganon. And
that's
yun, at nakakatuwa na yun yung feedback ng mga anak ko and they appreciate it talaga. That's why they really support me. Minsan nga
wow.
sila pa yung nagsasabi na, "Ma'am, aren't you fasting?" Ganyan. Pero syempre, sinasabi ko sa kanila, I want to still eat with you guys. Like, syempre, importante yung meals with the family, di ba? So, syempre, hindi ko naman sila pwedeng i-force mag-fasting. Katulad nga nung sinasabi natin, hindi natin pwedeng i-force fasting yung mga bata kasi growing pa sila. So, I still make it a point na kung kailangan kong i-break yung fasting ko, that's okay. As long as I spend time with them. Kasi, yun, yung spending time, eating together, ganyan, importante rin siya. Yun.
So that's a really good point, no? And especially with kids, kasi dito I have a lot of nephews and nieces, no? So kawawa talaga yung mga bata, especially if they don't understand na ganon, because they are just there, just wanting to play with you or just being the children of their mother. Yun lang yung gusto nila, and
True.
they don't know the pressure that you have. And I think one way that makes you feel annoyed before easily, it's because actually, yung katawan mo is punong-puno na ng stress. Okay? Your body is already under stress. So, because of wrong food, no exercise, and all of those, wrong mindset, so sobrang stress na talaga. So, yung kid, yung anak mo, kahit pa meron siyang right na magpaka-stress sa'yo kasi anak mo siya. So, it's like
True.
responsibility. Sila na yung napupuntahan ng for us, our running out of patience na. So our patience na supposedly merong nakalaan para sa kanila, wala na because it's already being occupied by something else, by all other stress. But when your stress is easily managed, you actually have an allowance. As a parent, meron yang innate allowance, may innate budget yan na stress sa anak. So yun yung sinasabi namin sa mga like yung mga pamangkin namin na mga sobrang makukulit talaga. So yung sinasabi talaga namin, only a mother can have that kind of somewhat unlimited na patience to be with a very kulit na kid, no? And how much more, pero hindi yun magagampanan ng isang mother if that mom as well or that parent alone is already battling stress on their own. So as parents, as the adults in the family, no, we actually have the burden or somewhat the responsibility to take care of our stress as part na rin ng ating responsibility so that we can take care of the children in the house. So, I'm so happy, and especially your kid, no, at a very young age, alam na nila yung fasting. So, kwento ko lang with one of the LCF, low carb. Oh no, it was an IF group before na that I joined. It was US based. Meron daw isa na ganun din, meron siyang kid. So alam niya always, it's not my eating window is not yet open. I won't eat pa yung ganon. Tapos yung anak niya, meron nakita niya, merong mga chocolates sa window. Okay, tapos yan niya for mom when you open your window. Kasi akala niya talaga literal na window. So, sobrang cute. So, we cannot actually underestimate then the capacity of children to understand. But we
Yes.
have to make them part of the process then and let them do it. And we were able to look at your kids and your self-care. And how about your role as a wife sa husband mo? Is it also doing better, doing good?
Diba, doktora, sabi nga nila, yung husband is yun yung panganay mo.
Yeah.
So same thing. Kumbaga, before, yun nga, sa kanya ko nararant yung stress ko, parang sa mga anak ko. Pero now, it's more of yung communication naging mas maganda. Parang, and siya mismo, nakikita rin naman niya yon na hindi na nga mainitin ang ulo ko. And then, nakikipag-usap na ako sa kanya, what's happening, or ganyan, nagkukwento na ako sa kanya about my day and all. And probably that's the reason kung bakit din naman naging interested na rin siya about doing the LCF.
Wow. That's good. Oo. Kasi imaginein mo, no, if you are also, for example, sobrang init ang ulo mo and at yun yung makikita ng husband mo, sabihin niya, ayoko maging katulad mo.
Correct.
So, ang saya. That's really good. And also, with your work, no, I know na with work talaga, you can have better performance and all that because of your clarity, mental focus, and everything. And how about the productivity? Nag-improve din ba?
Definitely. Kasi actually, mas na-manage ko na siya, doktora, ngayon. Before, kumbaga, strike anywhere. Di ba? Parang sabi ko nga sa'yo, yung attachment ko sa clients ko and all is talagang iba. Kasi siguro ganun din kasi ako ka-passionate sa trabaho ko. And I want to deliver the best service dun sa mga kliyente ko, di ba? Pero with this clarity, this mind clarity na nakuha ko, I think pas naging better management. So ang ginawa ko, I really follow my schedule. So kapag sinabi ko na MWF lang ako mag-work, MWF lang talaga. hiniwalay ko na yung work phone ko sa personal phone ko.
Oh.
So, I would know na, pagka Tuesday and Thursday, I will have to put it down. Hindi ko siya pwedeng tignan kasi I don't want to give myself a reason to work. Parang
Oo.
ganyan. And the computer has to be closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And kailangan pag 5 o'clock, stop na talaga. And I have to spend time with my kids. Maybe
Yeah.
watch a movie, go outside, parang ganyan. So I managed to do that. Na noon, kaya pala ako laging toxic, lagi akong stressed kasi feeling ko nauubusan ako ng oras kasi nga all over the place, parang ganyan. Kumbaga hindi ko nalalagay yung work-life balance na sinasabi, parang ganyan.
Yeah.
So with this mind clarity, yung resilience mo pati sa stress,
Yeah.
doktora. I mean, doesn't matter kung may deadline ako or whatever. I know I can manage, I can schedule it, and that's because of yung resilience na yung benefit na yon na nakuha ko out of this lifestyle.
Yeah, I can really relate to that, no? Kasi before, parang akala mo, madali tayong ma-overwhelm. Napakadali nating ma-overwhelm with work. Pero it's actually just because of crowded stuff sa ating utak. Yung even before low carb pa before, it's already a habit in the family to always make a list. Kasi sometimes it's so crowded in our head, pero kapag nilista mo, ay, tatlo lang pala. Akala ko sobrang dami na. Yung mga ganon. So it's good. But aside from developing habits, it's really good that you have this mindset. And I think what is the most important thing with incorporation of fasting? Kasi kapag naka-fasting ka kasi, you are actually able to say no to the very basic human instinct that is eating. So if
Yes.
you will develop that discipline to be able to say no to food, yun yung sinasabi ko, you can do everything else. Kung nakaya mong magstay ng isang araw with all your patience, with all your focus nang walang pagkain, then you can do
True.
anything. Kasi noon, nagtatrabaho ka na, oh my God, wala pa akong kain. Yun, wala na naman. You have to restart all over again. So, but with incorporation of fasting, it's really, really life-changing for me. So, sa iba na nakikinig for first-timers, but I know marami dito, mga coaches din natin, mga enrollees natin, always present. So, sabi nga ni Chloe, si Inday G, no? Si Coach Jean nandito, nasa bulsa lang daw yung phone niya, pero nakikinig lang. Akalain mo yon kasi may ginagawa pa po nandito. But always here. So,
Multitasking.
they understand. But for beginners, we emphasize that there's actually no need to really fast immediately. As what you have heard from Coach L.A. Noong una siya nag-low carb. And later on, when she developed low carb, and I actually believe that. I really believe that. Hindi ko man yan ini-impose sa lahat because we are a pro-choice. But eating low carb is the best way, nutrient-dense na low carb is the best way to eat. But we cannot still be eating all the time. There's really a need to do some fasting. Kahit isang 24 hours lang in a week or 2 weeks, that's already enough. Or even intermittent fasting, okay? Daily intermittent fasting as long as you can every now and then to cleanse your system. Kasi kahit gaano pa yan ka low carb, it can still have little toxins here and there. And fasting is the ultimate, most natural way to do detox, okay? And ano pa bang ino-offer parate with stress? Mag-detox ka. Pero ano-anong in-offer? Bibigyan ka na kung ano-anong dyan, ilalagay mo sa tubig, tapos magpa-foot spa ka, tapos lalabas yung itim, or kung may mga concoctions dyan, natitimplahin mo, tapos magdadiarrhea ka, or magsusuka ka, so, or magpapawis ka, and all of those can maybe offer a little help, no? Pero it's not really addressing the root cause why you have those in the first place. So incorporation of LCF is really good. If we can learn from so always, so si natin sa admin natin yan, si Chloe, no brain fog talaga with LCF. Tapos si Junie P. Okay, good evening. I'm work from home, set up for more than a year now. Just started LCIF last May 2021. I hope you're doing well po. Kamusta na po kayo? So, we have Marvy. Mga working from home, nagtatag na sila. So, the me time daw, makaka-relate si Bang, especially as a mother, we need more time for ourselves. And also, mother and also fathers, kailangan din yan. Kaya lang feeling natin yun, yung mga father parati namang nagbi-me time. Pero sige lang, tingnan lang natin. Baka kailangan din nila ng kanilang sarili. Oh, at saka, yes, sabi, na merong isang father dito nagsasabi, Father's Day daw. Oh, nagke-claim na siya sa Father's Day this Sunday, okay? So, mother, so, kaya nga always kong sinasabi, Happy Father's Day to all fathers, and Happy Father's Day pa rin sa mga mothers na gumaganap as fathers whenever the fathers are becoming eldest children ng kanilang mga asawa. So, lahat. So, same goal daw kayo, to be fit and fabulous at 40. And we can see, kahit hindi ka pa nag-40, we know that you are on your way. Kasi ngayon, at 38, you really look so young for your age. So, I'm sure you are on the right track. Si Marie Chris naman, the struggle is real with stress. Public school teacher po. Oh, pareho kayong educator. Working at home, printing of modules. Oh, iba talaga yung struggle niyan. With a 10-year-old daughter doing modular learning too. Oh, so meron kang estudyante na sarili mo at marami kang estudyante. So, I think the problem with this then is quite unique. Kasi ngayon lang to. These challenges is not something that we were trained for talaga. We didn't went to school for it kasi nga bagong demands ito because of the pandemic. But I believe, no, when you become an LCF practitioner, you become so flexible to be able to go to this lifestyle coming from a high-carb Filipino diet. Sobra talaga. The fact that you can fast even just be able to skip breakfast or skip dinner, the fact na makakaya mo yan, that's already showing so much resiliency on your part. So, kung makakaya mong mag-low carb, mag-fasting, incorporation of intermittent fasting, any other stress can be easily managed. Late si Coach Gibo, mag-replay ka. Kailangan mong gawin yan. And of course, we have Ma'am Miriam Daton watching here in Bacolod. So, thank you so much po. Hello, everybody. Marami talagang nakikinig sa atin ngayon. And thank you so much. So, meron din si Ma'am Nancy. Share ko lang sa low carb at fasting, start February until 75 kilograms, now 62. So, that's 13 kilograms. So, effective. Okay? So, but as sabi nga ni Coach L.A, no, the physical aspect, the weight loss, will just happen as a bonus. You focus first on becoming healthy. If you focus on becoming healthy, eventually you will just reach your optimum weight. Yung weight na tama talaga para sa'yo. Just make sure that you are eating right. Okay? So, Catherine from, you watching from YouTube, it feels good to do things when you fast because you have a clear mind and food is out of mind. Very, very much. And especially if you dedicate that. Okay, so ngayon actually we are doing a different kind of fasting. We will share it with you soon so we can really attest to that. And sometimes talaga kapag series na akong kumakain, napapagod talaga akong kumain. And I really miss fasting. Hinahahanapin siya ng katawan mo. So sabi ni Coach Malu, hello pa, patience is one being developed on LCF lifestyle. Sobrang relate talaga. Si Gerard naman, from 98 down to 84. So all of these testimonials are really, really authentic and pure and coming from practitioners of LCF na wala po kaming binabaya dito, hindi po kami nag-aano dito. These are all people, real people sharing their life story. At nagpa-Happy Father's Day to all fathers in LCF community na din with Monetsco. Okay? I'm not sure if our family in life without rice are able to watch now. I'm sure they'll be happy to know this. Marami kasi talaga nag-work from home. So, with your experience, ano yung pinaka-takeaway na gusto mong i-share sa mga nag-work from home or baka makakapag-work from home in the future?
I think ang pinaka main message ko lang sa mga nag-work from home is wag tayo masyadong maging convenient sa bahay. Kumbaga, I know all the convenience is there, available oras, and you don't have to travel and all, you don't have to dress up and ganyan. So I guess gamitin natin yun na opportunity to
mostly for our advantage talaga, no? Para siyang makaka-make or break talaga. So, when you are in too much comfort, pwedeng-pwede nga na mag-thrive ka tulad ni LA. So she was able to turn her situation around by becoming her best self yet. If I may ask, compared to before working from home, yourself now compared to working before not from home, sa office talaga, which self do you like best? Yeah, you feel you're really good at.
I think mas gusto ko talaga yung ngayon, doktora. As in
So
talagang
how about yes?
version 2.0 talaga. Ganyan.
So I think yun talaga yung na-feel. I think we can really speak in behalf of everyone na there's no way of going back. Okay? So, sinasabi ko, yung iba, yung mga nadadapa kung baga, hindi ibig sabihin nun that you're already less. Okay? Kung nadapa ka man, the reason why you fell down, it's still another lesson learned. And as at least you won't go back to that same mistake again. But you're learning already the practice that you have incorporated with low carb and fasting, it will always be you. Kung later on, kung para mag-regress ka man, but of course, it's already for different reason. At least alam mo na, hindi yung tulad ng iba na sinasabi, yung pinaka-ayaw ko kasi is yung mga taong nag-deteriorate kung baga, yung health nila, yung buhay nila, because sinasabi nila, I didn't know any better. Okay? But when you already practice LCF, kung nakapag-practice ka na ng LCF, you cannot say that I didn't know any better. You know how to do it better. But it's just you. Okay, it was really you who really made sure that you will go back to that previous life of yours. Okay, so the knowledge that you already gained with low carb and fasting will always be yours. Okay, so I think sa lahat talaga we can say that we are at our best. And with you, how about merong pagkakataon na naka-adjust ka na with working from home and suddenly balik na naman sa work in real office outside home. So ano na naman, what do you think? Do you think you will still be able to thrive o baka mahihirapan ka na naman ulit?
I'm very confident, doktora, na I can strive. Kahit saan mo ako dalhin, I'm confident. Kumbaga, kasi na-build ko na yung habit eh. And katulad nga nung madalas kong kino-comment sa mga groups natin, kapag ka kasi na-incorporate mo na sa way of living mo, sa lifestyle mo, kumbaga, it just goes naturally eh. Kahit na may temptation ka nandyan, yes, you can be tempted, obviously, kasi tao lang tayo, pero iba yung iba yung resilience mo kapag ka, yung self-control. Pero obviously, wala namang perfect and inaamin ko na nadadapa rin ako. And that's normal. I mean, it's okay if it happens. Kasi at one point, you also have to enjoy life. And if you feel like makakapagbigay sa'yo ng joy yung pagkain mo pag-inom ko ng milk tea, well, I'll do it. Pero at least I am mindful about it and I would know how to bounce back from it. So probably I'll go on a 20-hour, 24-hour fasting after that, or para lang ma-counter ko yung pagkakataon na yun na pagkakadapa ako para
Yes. Oh, so kung pwede nga no, I really want us to avoid yung mga term na nadadapa. So because it was a conscious decision on our part. So as part of book 1, it's already a planned indulgence. So it's a conscious decision at alam mo yung risk na yan. So kapag nadapa ka, it's like really falling down. But kapag hindi, alam mo, yung parang lumuhod ka lang, okay? Or nag-pause ka lang sandali. But I will continue my journey in a while. So, yan lang yan, okay? Yung hindi lang maganda is yung wala talagang self-control na pumasok ka lang dyan. Paglabas mo, hindi mo alam bakit naubos ko ang lahat ng chocolates na yon. So, hindi yun pwede. So, that's why also, one technique is actually mindful eating. That whenever you chew, you take time to really chew it. Yes. So, 20 to 30 times of chewing. Noon, when I was still mas immature pa yung pag-uutak ko, hindi talaga ako iniwala dyan. I don't think it matters. Pero, now that I've practicing it, makita mo talaga that conscious, mindfulness practice, even starting with just chewing, is iba talaga yung nagagawa. Okay? So, speaking of self-control, sabi ni Coach Gibok, Self-control is when you enter a giant chocolate store knowing you are a chocolate person and you end up buying pork chicharon because you know, of course, that it is low carb. So yes, no, parang sinasabi ni Coach Gibo, parang ano lang, no, parang analogy lang, pero totoong nangyari yan. Okay. Ang galing. And the Coach Jean sabi, self-control and self-determination I learned in LCF lifestyle. So it's really good. For me naman, personally talaga, I feel like I'm okay. Hindi naman talaga ako competitive, hindi rin ako OA sa mga lahat ng bagay. But when I practice LCF, no, low carb and fasting, no, I think it gave me the necessary boost, kung baga, to become the person that I am today. So without discovery of fasting, kung hindi ko na-develop, because I feel like the only thing I cannot control before is my food habits. Everything else, wala naman akong problema. But the moment that I was able to control my eating habits, I can really say that I can control my whole being in many other aspects in my life. Okay, so maliit na bagay lang man siya, but it is a very important peg in the puzzle. It's a very important piece of the puzzle na kapag na tumbok natin, it can have so much impact sa ating buhay. So, meron dito, balik na naman aches and pain, nadapa ng 2 weeks. Bakit kaya? Of course, no? So, sabi dito, bakit kaya, Doc, pag kumain ako ng high carbs, Doc, feeling ko nahihirapan akong huminga? Because it's not really good for you. So, as simple as that. So, if you keep on doing that, so nasa sayo lang yan. Okay? So, kapag nadadapa, I know for those na baguhan pa lang, it could be na mas frequent yung fall down, yung nadadapa. But for me, I think when I started, I was really so committed that the first year, wala talaga akong kung ano-ano mga cheat or whatever. And later on, nung naging complacent, doon na, merong mga try here and there, pero eventually, you will really learn your lesson. So, Lady Wen, Big Apple, wag masyadong maging strict sa sarili. Forgive yourself and do whatever that is necessary to get back, okay? Kung hindi man masyadong alam pa, you can get support from our groups Life Without Rice and Low Carb Feasting and Fasting Community, or even more, you can join our masterclass. Oh, speaking of masterclass, Coach L.A, can you tell us any feedback from our masterclass kung kailangan ba tayong mag-encourage ng ibang sumama or mag-enroll, or okay lang kahit wala na?
Well, definitely, I encourage everyone to join. Kasi para sa akin, very important. Isa yan sa mga nakatulong kung bakit ako nakapag-stick into this lifestyle. Kasi I am empowered with the knowledge, with kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa pagkain ko pagkakinain ko na, pag pumasok na siya sa katawan ko. Like now, I can easily decide if it's, kumbaga, ano bang mas healthy, kung mas mabubusog ba ako sa steak over sa bread. So I'd rather eat steak now kaysa sa bread. Kasi alam ko na mas mabubusog ako, hindi lang sa busog, but more nutritious. So unlike sa bread, it could be mabusog ako for a little bit, pero later on, wala na rin siya, kakain ulit ako, tapos wala naman akong nakuha. So, with this knowledge na pwede nating makuha sa masterclass ni Doktora, we can do yung magkaroon tayo ng mindfulness in terms of eating, ganyan, and whatever we're doing in our bodies, parang ganon. So, I encourage everyone to join. Kasi very easy to understand, alam mo yun, and Doktora tries to really parang explain it yung simplest way possible, parang ganyan, para mas maintindihan and mas makarelate tayong lahat. Yun.
Thank you so much. Oo, and I think one important thing also is if tayo mismo naka-benefit from this way of life, yung sinasabi natin, it is so hard to keep it to ourselves. Okay? Eventually, people will notice that you've become better, and we all have loved ones na gusto nating tulungan. And we cannot do that, no? Kung hindi natin ito kayang ituro. So, it's like a math problem. Yung sinasabi ko before, nung elementary pa ako, merong math formula na math problem. Tapos, sinosolve ko siya. Okay? Tapos, pagkatapos ng class, Magkaiba kami ng formula ng mga classmates ko. Pero, magkaiba kami ng formula ng aking teacher. Pero tama yung sagot ko. But when they asked me how I was able to derive to that answer, hindi ko alam. Hindi ko maturo sa kanila. It's in my head, pero hindi ko maturo kung paano. So, being knowledgeable is enough when you apply it to your own, no? But when you are already empowered and you are already inculcated talaga, it's already in your system, you can become even more empowering as an educator when you help somebody else. Okay? And when you help somebody else, yun yung sabi natin, I think it was Coach L.A. ba yun? One of our coaches then, na it's so hard. Ang hirap siyang ipagdamot. And also, I think it was Coach Malu, ang hirap-hirap ipagdamot ang good life na ito. It is free, it is very sustainable, at wala talagang ibang makaka-benefit kundi yung tao lang. We already know how we ended up with our previous lifestyle. So this is it. Why not try it? For those naman na who are somewhat against low carb and fasting and are doing well, so it's okay also. We understand in our masterclass how other kinds of diet, how other kinds of lifestyle can also work. Okay, so iba-iba po. But if you are currently in a certain kind of lifestyle that you are not so satisfied with, meron ka pa rin hindi mawaring pananakit ng katawan, sakit ng ulo, vertigo, brain fog, confusion, then maybe it's time to try to question it and try to look. Baka merong better alternative for you. And for us here, especially with our LCF Masterclass na family and our Life Without Rice and LCFF, we have reaped the benefit and felt the benefit of what it feels like to be in this way of life. So, thank you so much all for everybody. Meron lang tayong isang dito, Karen Joy. Ang problema daw sa Pinoy, they depend on the number of people na into keto or LC way of eating. Kung saan madami or trend, dun sila. That's why they can't see the goodness ng keto. Okay? So, it's actually also based on psychological bias. Kasi, meron study na if you are, so for example, nandito ka, parati kang dumadaan sa route A. Okay? Tapos, merong isang route B na mas madali or somewhat better. Pero nakita mo, nung pumunta doon, 3 lang. And then, for example, yung nandito lahat yung 97. If ever that person na pumunta siya sa route B, tapos na-aksidente siya, as compared to pumunta siya sa yung kanyang normal route at na-aksidente pa rin siya, the regret is greater dun sa route B. Kasi nga, yun yung parang hindi yung normal path niya. So that is a psychological bias. And that is unconscious yan na tinatry i-avoid ng mga tao. So that's why they are not into risking it. Na kapag kahit pa they will fail on this, pero at least hindi lang ako, marami kami. Yeah. And yun, wala tayong i-blame. So ganon. So, but we are here to keep on educating for those, because we believe marami talaga na who are looking for answers, who are really not satisfied. Those people who are never really solved with the standard American diet, with the balanced diet, na sinunod na yung low fat, never na kumain for many decades, tapos hindi pa kumakain ng baboy, yung itlog, limit lang sa isang itlog kada araw, ended up with ischemic heart disease, ended up with cancer, ended up with stroke. Yung blood sugar, yung blood lipids nila, all normal, but taking medications, all of those statins and everything else. And yes, for the longest time, normal yung routine. Every 3 months, check up, normal blood glucose, blood sugar. Pero other forms of inflammatory markers and their medicine is still there, yet they end up the same. Some medications may improve their markers, okay? Yung laboratory nila na improve, but it doesn't mean their overall mortality, how they end up in the long run is improved. Okay? So, yun. We hope to inspire more people soon. And yes, okay. Speaking of more people, I am inviting everyone then to our incoming Low Carb Con 2021. So, it's an LC Con, Low Carb Convention 2021. It is the first in the country, Low Carb and Fasting Convention. Magkasama po tayo dito ng maraming iba pang advocates. We have all the doctors and majority of the influencers, no? Kasi parang masyadong na dumadami yung mga anti-low carb na kasi hindi tayo pala away eh. So hindi tayo na nangangaway talaga. But this time, we won't also do away, but we will just make our stand and we will stand together to defend our way of life. Okay? So I hope you can support us. Of course, now since it's going to be a virtual and online event, everybody, all Filipinos all over the world, and if you have your family with you, please help them by encouraging them to be in this event. Okay? Meron lang siyang konting premium for all the admin week and admin works and all that, but it will be very very affordable. Okay, the learning that you will have here is mostly hindi mo talaga makukuha elsewhere. So I'm so happy Tita Army is still here and Chloe is excited and Marvy is also will also be there at nag-hi pa din. Okay, thank you Doc and thank you Coach L.A. Maraming salamat. Any other last message that you want to share? Or do you have a page ba that they can follow? Or baka merong interested sa iyong trabaho na mag-apply dyan on Australia? How they can reach you?
Actually, doktora, wala pa akong page kasi at the moment, yung focus ko, I'm hoping na, yun nga, ma-encourage ko muna yung family, yung immediate family to do the same lifestyle. And then later on, probably I can do some coaching. Plus, I'm studying then kasi I'm trying to get qualifications in nutrition para maging qualified, hopefully, in the future, maging nutritionist, ganyan. And I can join doon sa talagang labanan na ito para mas makatulong pa tayo ng mas maraming tao to feel kung ano yung mga nararamdaman and nare-reap natin na benefits. But then if I'm happy to help, you can sa personal ko na lang po na Facebook, Doktora L.A. Marquez Kipot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach L.A. And guys, thank you so much for being with us. And if you want to help others, no, you wouldn't know talaga kung sino ang matutulungan natin. So we can start by sharing this episode. Just share it in your timeline. Kung ayaw nyo makita sa inyong timeline, meron yung option na you share it and then you go to your timeline and then you hide it. So pwede lang yan. Kung ayaw nyo makita yan, mag-flood sa inyong Facebook personal page. But if you can, you may share it para mas marami tayong matulungan. So, Coach L.A. is one of the 100 or so na masterclass graduate of our pioneering batch of LCF that ended last May. But don't worry, for those who still want to be a coach, who are, especially for those who are already practicing keto and low carb and who are also into mentoring, yung gusto talaga mag-coach, tumulong ng iba, we encourage you to join our ongoing masterclass. So we have a 21-day disease-specific masterclass. So every 21 days, magkakaroon tayo ng masterclass. Ngayon, diabetes ongoing. And after this, it will be going simultaneous na 2 or 3 diseases simultaneously. We will end, I think, around August. So you can already have your certificate by then. And it's going to be a very thorough na experience because we will tackle it one by one. And you will have support group. It will become a support group that will continue to help. Even someday, if you will have clients, you can have them enrolled in our masterclass para matulungan sila. We will do it in a very guided way, in a very safe way. So, thank you so much, guys. And for those of you na hindi pa alam nito, we will end this video with that masterclass video. For now, maraming salamat po and goodbye. So, picture muna kami ni Coach L.A. So, smile. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
It's like 99% of the people in the world. We are brainwashed that sugar is okay. Sugar can be eaten as part of the dietary guidelines. However, we should think twice. Hi, my name is Dr. Josephine Grace Rojo, also known as your Diet Doctora. I have written books mainly focusing on health and wellness. So this coming June, we are going to conduct an LCF masterclass, a low carb and fasting masterclass. But this time, it will be different because we will tackle 12 kinds of the most common lifestyle diseases na pwede po nating mai-improve using only natural remedies and of course, the knowledge on nutrition and incorporation of fasting. So ano po ang i-expect natin sa 21 days LCF masterclass? So each disease ay magkakaroon po ng kanyang sariling private group sa Facebook. At kapag naka-enroll na at natapos ang registration process ng isang participant, siya po ay magiging member ng isang exclusive group and at the same time, exclusive community na ito. For the next 21 days, magkakaroon ng available na 20 to 25 minutes of video na merong learning at meron din itong kasabay na habit-forming activities and exercises so that pagkatapos po sa 21 days ng bawat sakit ay hindi lang po magiging equipped sa knowledge yung participant when it comes to disease prevention, kung paano posibleng pigilan, kung paano ito pwedeng maiwasan, and lastly, kung paano ito pwedeng mai-avoid. So, our first disease is actually on diabetes. So, yung diabetes po ay yung pagtaas ng blood sugar ng abnormal na level sa tao at ito po ay nagkakaroon ng maraming komplikasyon tulad ng sakit sa kidneys, sakit sa puso, pagtaas ng cholesterol. Diabetes is basically destroying all organs of the human body. And with this 21-day masterclass, we aim to provide you with the knowledge, yung kaalaman, at of course, the practice and also the confidence na pwede pong simulan ang ating lifestyle change ng safe and natural for us to attain good health. And remember, our ultimate goal ay hindi lang po basta optimum health, but also longevity. Ang longevity po ay maa-attain na kahit sa katandaan o advanced age, we still have the energy. Meron pa rin tayong stamina at lakas tulad ng kabataan. So, I hope to see you in our upcoming masterclass. And if you wish to know more, meron na pong details sa video na ito. And I hope that you will be a part of this community na hindi lang po matatapos in the coming 21 days, but it is going to be a long-term support group para po sa mga sakit na ito. See you!